Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Today we're going to do a practice on our mat. So we're going to start sitting on a blanket so our hips are slightly elevated above our knees with our legs crossed. If crossing your legs is not comfortable, you can bring your feet forward and just sit in a nice butterfly position. So find what works best for you today. We are going to be using a yoga strap later in class, so please have a yoga strap or a necktie handy. We're going to be doing a few rounds of a modified yoga flow, so be ready for that when it comes up. Let's begin. Seated on your blanket, sitting nice and tall, closing your eyes, having your hands rest on your knees, and just bringing your attention now to your breath. Notice if you're breathing deeply. Doing a scan of your body, starting at the crown of the head, working all the way down to your toes. Looking for any areas you need to be mindful of as we move through this practice today. Remembering to keep yourself safe. If something feels uncomfortable, remember you do not need to do that pose. Beginning our 4 square breathing practice, starting with an inhale through the nose of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Last round. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. And returning now to your regular breath, and just notice if you're breathing deeply. Gently open your eyes. We're going to begin rolling our shoulders to the back of the room. And now rolling the shoulders forward. Releasing any tension we're holding in the shoulders. One more forward roll. And then releasing one hand down to the mat, bringing the opposite hand high to the ceiling, looking up through the fingers. Changing sides, placing a hand in the sky on the mat, and bring the opposite arm up, looking through the fingers. And now with fluidity, moving from one side to the other, adding a slight side reach each time. Nice side bend. Changing sides. Bending a little deeper each time, looking up through the fingers. Deepening that side stretch. Two more. Beautiful. Now we're going to cross our legs in the opposite direction. We always have habits. We always cross the same way, so I just like to shake it up a little bit. So now we're going to take one hand to the opposite knee, bring the other hand behind you on the mat, sit nice and tall, and exhale and twist and look over the shoulder. We're going to hold here for 10 rounds of breath. Breathing deeply. One more round of breath here. Slowly unwind, coming back to our starting position, and now opposite hand to opposite knee, hand behind you, sitting tall. Exhale, twist, look over the shoulder. 10 rounds of breath. One more round of breath here. Slowly release and coming forward, rolling out your wrists. rolling in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And now pretending you're grabbing onto a jump rope, and we're just going to roll the wrists as if we were skip roping in the forward direction. Pause, and now jumping backwards with that rope. So now the hands are rotating towards you. Let's shake it out. Make a stop sign with one hand and bring gentle pressure to the fingers just until you can feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. And now let's lower those fingers. Once again, gentle pressure, feeling the sensation of the stretch in the top of the wrist. One more breath here. Let's change hands, making that stop sign, gentle pressure to the fingers. And lowering the fingers this time, once again, gentle pressure. And just rolling it out one direction, rolling the other way, and placing the hands back onto the knees, thinking about our posture, sitting nice and tall, and lowering one ear to the shoulder. If you'd like a little extra here, the opposite arm can be extended with the fingers pointing towards the ground. One more breath. Coming back to center, and now the other side, bringing the ear towards the shoulder. You can extend the opposite arm, fingers pointed towards the ground. One more breath, and returning to center, this time looking up at the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. Returning to center, and now drawing the chin in towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. And returning to center. Now we're going to extend our legs forward. We're going to bring our hands behind us onto the mat. We're just going to lift up, looking up at the ceiling, opening the chest, opening the heart, looking up at the ceiling. Slowly bringing our gaze forward, walking our hands forward. Now we're going to bring our heels to the mat. Hands a little bit wider than your blanket. We're just going to windshield wiper the legs from side to side, just releasing any tension you might have in the hips. It's not often we sit on the floor with our legs crossed. Some people find that very intense with the hips. So just releasing any tension here. Once more in each direction. Now we're going to come up onto our knees. So I'm going to set my blanket aside. The blanket's not going to be required for the rest of class. So on your knees, I want you to have your hands underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are spread nice and wide, so your pinky fingers are touching the edge of the mat. Your knees are under your hips, hip width apart. And I want you to just focus on this tabletop position, nice straight back here. We're going to extend one leg out behind us and bring the opposite arm forward into a nice bird dog, holding this pose. So your extended leg, the toe is pointing down. And we're going to take it on a diagonal now. Holding here. Bringing it back forward. We're going to add a pulse, pulsing the hand and the foot. One more pulse. And coming back into that nice tabletop position, focusing on a nice straight spine here. Extending the opposite leg out, toe pointed down. Opposite arm comes forward into bird dog. Holding here. Taking on a diagonal. Coming back into that bird dog and pulsing. One more pulse and come back into all fours. Now we're just going to rotate the hips in one direction, releasing any tension. And let's rotate the other way. Beautiful, stopping here. Now we're going to thread the needles. We're going to take one arm underneath the body, lower the shoulder and the side of the head down to the mat. Holding here. You can bring a hand in front of you slightly forward if that's more comfortable. And coming back into our starting position once again. And now changing sides. Lowering the side of the head and the shoulder to the mat. One more breath here. And coming back into all fours. Beautiful. Now curl your back toes. I want you to think about having your fingers spread nice and wide. And I want you to lift your hips off the floor, coming into a down dog position. Holding here, nice and strong. Now, slowly bend the knees and walk the hands back to the feet. When the hands get to the feet, place the fingers under the toes and just use this leverage to pull the body in towards the legs. Relaxing the back and shoulders. Slowly take the hands and glide up the legs. Coming back into a nice standing position. Now we're going to do a round of modified sun salutes. So we're going to start with our feet hip width apart in mountain pose. We're going to have our palms facing forward. We're going to inhale, look up. And bending the knees slightly, hinging from the hips. Exhale and reach for the ground. Inhale, half lift, hands come to knees. Exhale, reach for the ground once again. And now step back with your left foot. Place the left knee on the floor. Come up onto that left knee and flatten the left foot, bringing both hands to the right knee. Now we're going to take those hands up to the sky as if we're holding a large beach ball, looking up through the beach ball at the ceiling. Breathing deeply, turning this into a baby back bend, bringing that beach ball behind the head, gazing up through the beach ball. Coming back to center. Bringing the hands down to that front knee, down to the floor. Now we're going to walk that foot wide to the edge of the mat and make sure our hands are under our shoulders. We're going to curl that left toe and lift the left knee. Bring the right foot back to join the left, so you're now in plank. We're going to come slightly forward to the wrists, lower the body down to the ground, flatten the feet, and come up into baby cobra. Breathing deeply. Slowly lowering down, curling the toes, and lifting up once again into down dog. And then walking the hands back to the feet, very slowly, allowing the hands to rise up the legs, coming back into a standing position, and once again returning to the top of your mat. Starting at the top of our mat, feet are hip width apart, arms palm facing forward. Bringing those hands up as we inhale. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, touch down, and take a big step back with the right foot. Lower the right knee, flatten the right foot. Hands come to left knee. Now once again, holding that beach ball in the sky, looking up. Turning that into a baby back bend. Bringing it back to center. Hands down to the front knee. Hands down to the mat. Walk your foot wide to the edge of your mat. Place your hands under your shoulders. Curl your right toe, lift your right knee. Left foot joins right into plank. Come slightly forward with your wrists. Lower down, flatten your feet. Come into baby cobra. Slowly lower down. Curl the toes. Once again into down dog. Bending the knees and walking the hands back to the feet. Holding here, putting your fingers underneath your toes. Relaxing the back and shoulder. Releasing the fingers, allowing them to slowly come up the body. Beautiful. Now we're going to use our strap. We're going to do some stretching. So take your strap, lie back onto your mat, Place your strap around the sole of your right foot. Lying back, you can keep your left foot on the mat with the left knee bent, or if it's available to you, extend it all the way out. Use the strap to draw your right foot towards the wall behind you, keeping the foot in the strap flexed and the knee always slightly bent. Using the strap, pulling the foot towards the wall behind you, feeling a beautiful stretch come up through the glutes and hamstrings, remembering to breathe. Releasing some of the tension on the strap and bringing both ends of the strap into the right hand, lowering the right leg to the right side until the right elbow rests on the ground, acting like a kickstand, supporting the weight of your leg in the strap. This is an inner thigh and groin stretch. Remember to keep breathing. Slowly drawing that foot to center. And now both ends of the strap into the left hand. Draw the right foot only 6 inches to the left, just until you can put your left elbow on the ground, supporting you in this pose. So we're still stretching the hamstrings and the glutes, but we've also now added in the IT band to this stretch. Remember to keep breathing deeply. One more breath here. Let's draw that foot to center, strap in both hands. Now your left foot comes into the strap and right foot comes down. Again, you can leave your right knee bent and your foot resting on the mat, but if it's available to, extend it all the way out. Keeping the left foot flexed and the knee slightly bent, use the strap and draw the foot towards the wall behind you. Breathing deeply here. Releasing some of the tension on the strap, bringing both ends of the strap into the left hand and lowering the left leg to the left side until the left elbow rests on the ground, acting like a kickstand, supporting the weight of your leg in the strap in this inner thigh and groin stretch. One more breath here. Slowly drawing that foot to center, both ends of the strap into the right hand, drawing the left foot 6 inches only to the right, resting the right elbow on the ground, holding you in position as we stretch the glute, the hamstring, and the IT band. Slowly bringing that foot to center, strap in both hands. Both feet are now in the strap. Bring the soles of the feet together and use the strap to draw the feet in towards the body in a nice butterfly. Relaxing the low back here. Slowly unravel the strap and allow your right foot to come down. Pull the strap away with the left hand and allow the left foot to come down. Extend the feet to the corners of your mat. Bring your arms to a 45-degree angle to the body, palms facing up, closing your eyes and bringing your focus to your breath. Notice if you're breathing deeply. Taking a moment to scan your body, starting at the crown of your head, working down to your toes. Noticing without judgment if any sensations have changed from the beginning of class. Returning your attention once again to your breath. Remembering you can stay in this nice pose for as long as you feel necessary today. Enjoying the support of the earth below you as you fully let go and control of all the muscles in the body. Thank you so much for participating in this class today, for sharing your energy with everyone taking this class. The light within me humbly bows to the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you.